Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And today we're actually getting into another EDC video. Now, obviously you guys know that on the channel we sometimes talk about EDC stuff and things that you might carry or with you, accessories, whatever the case is. Obviously EDC just means everyday carry. Not always does that mean some kind of tactical thing or something of that sort, though most channels will refer to EDC as that. That could also just be things like you carrying more, less tactical stuff, sophisticated stuff, maybe a dressy pen, you have your nice watch on you, you've got maybe a nice quality wallet, things of that sort. This is not going into that realm. This right here is that tactical type of stuff. Now, I'm not used to carrying this stuff on me, but recently I just did a video showing a couple of pouches made by Viperade, and you could look back at those videos. I would have just recently posted them. And so I wanted to kind of get into a space of, obviously I've reviewed some multi-tools on this channel before. So I want to kind of get in the space of testing out some of these things, and if, having like an everyday knife type of carry would be something for me, not necessarily on my person, but maybe in a pouch in a car, or something that I would take with me, whether it's into the car, maybe then to other places, wherever I go, but not necessarily on my person, but in a pouch. So I want to check out these kind of affordable knives. Now, two things I want to jump into really quickly, and that is, one, I've never been a heavy knife person, but I've had knives over the years. Nothing super high quality, nothing over the top, but I've had knives over the years. So this knife right here is a no-name knife that I usually use just for all my unboxing stuff, really. So the edge is worn out. It's not even sharp at all. I just use it for that. So I don't mind it taking a beating because it's officially just kind of my beat up knife around the house. Now, my two favorite knives that I own, they're old right now, really old. And it's funny because one of them is from a company that I've actually reviewed a few of their multi-tools on the channel. And at the time when I had this knife, I didn't even know of the brand like that. And that is this Gerber knife. I don't know a specific name for it. It's my favorite knife that I own. I bought this probably about roughly maybe about like 21 years ago, 22 years ago. So obviously it's dated. It's considered obsolete by many. I just like the style of it. I bought it in one of those sporting stores. What was it? I think it was Sports Authority back when they actually used to exist. Now they've been replaced by Dick's. But you have a space to hold your thumb. It doesn't have some kind of fast deployment. You don't even get a fine click when it goes into place that feels secure. You just know that it is when you try to move it after the fact, but it doesn't have like a snap feel. You see, you don't even hear nothing, it just goes in smooth. This is like some type of plastic here. The knife feels nice. It was always very sharp out of the box, and it's super sharp, and I've never really used it for anything because to me it became more of like a decorative type of item because I'm not one of those kind of tool people like that. But Gerber USA, I don't know if that means that it's been made in the USA, but it feels nice and it's small. Yeah, so I'm sure it's something that can actually be probably carried because it's not a big blade. I definitely think that's below 3 inches. Let's see, this is supposed to be like 3 inches. So yeah, this is definitely below 3 inches then. So that was a favorite knife of mine. And then my other one, I actually just got this is also many years back, almost just as old, actually it's older than that one. And it was a free gift for delays because I ordered something online, something similar to like a knife type of thing. I don't know if it was another knife or it's a sword. It was something like that because it might have been a prop sword to like a movie. Like, how you might have something that's like a sword that's referenced to some kind of pop culture thing, whether it's a Thundercats sword or I think it was like to some other kind of movie or something like that. And for delays, they gave me this. It's called a super knife. It's nothing special about it. 440 steel. Back then, like I said, this is over 20 years ago. So back then, this is probably considered decent. Now, they got all these other different materials. It does have a decent flick out, ability to it, but nonetheless, I will say that it's not something that's up to the modern standards of times, and the rest of it is cheap and it's definitely dated. So I just wanted to show you guys that. And so now getting into these knives for everyday carry that I just purchased. So one, this was very popular. I ordered it, both of these I ordered from Walmart, but this was very popular. It became like this very popular Ozark trail knife that was only $10. A lot of people started buying it up. I think it came out maybe about 6 months ago. I actually tried to look at getting it a while back, but then it was sold out and I wasn't able to get it. So now it's finally kind of really in stock again. And I wasn't really looking for it in the meantime, but you can see some of the information on it. D2 high carbon steel. So what made this so popular is that for $10, you got a D2 knife blade, which is supposed to be a higher quality blade. I'm not too familiar with all this type of stuff when it comes to blades and different materials, other than what I've recently read and seen. It says injection handle. We're gonna try to get into this. I'm gonna rip into this, pause the video, rip into that because I don't want to sit there too long trying to get through it. And this is a Civivi. Now, from what I've seen online, these are pretty good quality knives and they're actually at a relatively affordable price. This was the mini Praxis that I purchased because it seemed like one of the most affordable, good quality knives you could have on you for like an everyday carry. And you can see the packaging on it is actually very nice. Link's going to be description for both of for this on Amazon. I ordered both of these from Walmart because I couldn't get this sent to my location, but maybe you can. So I'll have the link on description for Amazon. It's the same price at Amazon. It's just a matter of if you're able to receive it. It has some product information, warranty stuff. You got a nice microfiber cloth for wiping it down. And from my understanding too, this just shows some of the other knives that you can grab with it. Sorry, let me make sure that everything is in view. I'm sorry if it wasn't, because sometimes I'm looking outside of the side of the camera. But you can see here, Best Buy of the Year Elementum. That's funny because I hear a lot of people now on some videos where they're saying the Elementum is not outclassed, but for the same price, the price of this and Elementum is like closer to $50. You're getting essentially the same thing. You have a couple of other of theirs. The Elementum Utility. This is the regular size Praxis. The one I purchased is the mini Praxis, the Baby Banter. So I got a few of these knives, and most of the knives are somewhere from what I've seen around the $50 range is the high end of it, while this is like their most affordable one here. Let me throw some of this stuff to the side, and look at that. The material in here is really nice. So just the fact that it comes with that, and this knife here, love your nude knife, it says. Share experience, let us know around the world, blah, blah. Awesome. That's an awesome carrying case. Not that if you have like something like a pouch like I just showed you, you probably would end up carrying it more likely in something like that. So just want to switch up angles a little bit. So here you go. And it is definitely very small. That's very interesting. I didn't know it was going to be this small. But it's definitely nice. And the fact that if you're in a state where you're not able to have a big blade, because some states are a lot more restrictive than others, it's nice to be able to have something that's very small. I believe if you're not sure of your state's rules, I think most states, or at least the most, how should I say, restrictive states, has a 3-inch or below blade. I think some of them will say 4, but just if you want to be on the safe side, you can go the 3-inch route. I like that, the way it just comes out. That's awesome. And it has a liner lock to put it away. For some reason, I didn't know that it had that. I thought that it was like a button lock, but I guess not. I think I'm thinking of some of the other ones that they had. Other Civivi knives, but that's nice. So now I want to quickly open this one up. I don't know. Let me see if I can do this on camera, because if I can't, well, not on camera. Okay, so we got this open, and that was the little tip piece, but there's gonna be no need for that here. So this one does have that little mechanism on the side there for the release. I don't know what that's called. I'm not too familiar with that. So I'm gonna put that inside the comments down below. I'm not too familiar with all the terms. I know I've seen it recently, but I forget what it's called specifically. Real quick, another quick look at the case, just so if you want to read that and pause it for yourself. It says 7-inch, but that's not the blade. 3.25 inch D2 high carbon steel, 4.25 inch injection handle, slide lock, and belt clip. So what's interesting is I was able to purchase this, like I said, on Walmart. Walmart will ship it to me, even though Walmart will ship this to me, and on Amazon they won't. So it's a possibility that Walmart is not obeying the rules in terms of, just because they're willing to ship this to me doesn't mean that it fits the rules of where I live. So this one, it feels, it flicks out very easy. I don't know if it's assisted in any way. It's almost like once it reaches this point, it's not assisted, but you can see like there's no tension going against it. So it flips out pretty easy. Both of these are D2. And a lot of people was comparing this, made in China, D2. A lot of people was comparing this to the Benchmade bug out. Benchmade is the name of the brand, and the bug out is the name of the knife. It goes for like $185. I'm not that kind of knife person, so to me, I would never spend that much on a knife. And for the things I would use, I'm not a hardcore, like I said, I'm not a hardcore knife person. So for me, I can't imagine, this not doing all the things I would need it to. What's nice about this, like I said, is that it's $10. So it's really the kind of knife that you wouldn't mind bringing with you and just carrying it places with you. Once again, be wary of the rules of where you live. That's just the one thing I will honestly say, just really be careful with, is where you live and the rules for that. The Civivi is 3 times as much the price. I like both of these knives. I just think the deal is great. This is like more of like a premium knife in relation to that one. The handle feels very nice too, and the texture on it. This is a higher quality knife. Now, I'm not sure with the warranty on this. I hear my understanding when it comes to the warranty of a Civivi is that they will, I might be getting it mistaken with another one, but let's see here. Warranty. Civivi knife is covered by our lifetime warranty against defects in materials and workmanship. Not sure if that would include them doing sharpening, because I think they said like a company like Benchmade will do sharpening. But I like them. I think it's a great deal. I definitely recommend them. Like I said, link's gonna be in the description for this one. This one right here, you can get on Walmart. I don't have an affiliate link for them, but I definitely will recommend that if you are in the market of kind of learning or becoming in that space of like saying, I want an everyday carry type of knife on me, maybe even not on your person, maybe you don't want to use the clips and have them in your pocket, maybe you do, and you want to you know, like put them in a pouch, like I said before, something like that. I definitely would say that these are great starter knives. And even if you don't want to go deeper into it, they're still just great knives in general. This one you're getting like, it's like the base model of a high quality company, or a decent quality knife for a bargain. So at $30, this is like, how should I say it? It's a cheaper knife and it's a cheaper company. This is almost like Walmart's company. They do tents and stuff like that, but it has features on it that would normally be on a lot more of a premium knife that would probably go for $30, $40, $50, and you're getting them in here. Does that mean that this is just equally as good as like maybe a $30 or $40 or $50 knife? Maybe not. But at the same time too, understand this when it comes to tools and when it comes to a lot of things like tools, like knives. If you take care of it well, if you sharpen it, if you send it someplace that you know to get it sharpened, if you don't beat it up and damage it on purpose, but you try to take care of it, you're gentle with handling, you're not going to be gentle with using the tool for what you have to use it for its intended purpose. But when you use it for its intended purpose, obviously, you can sharpen it and do those things as far as treating the blade and getting the blade, you know, kind of, you can take care of the blade after the fact. The handle and all those other things, some people put it through stress tests and this and that. But if you're taking care of it, you're storing it where you need to, put it in your pocket, this and that. You're not just throwing it around, throwing it on purpose. This knife with these higher end features can still last you a long time and be a solid knife just off the fact that you take care of it. Because I've seen a lot of channels where people try to compare it and they're doing that to put it through those tests of like, you know, yeah, I want to see that this compared to $180 knife and putting it through the run of the mill. I get that. But if you are a person who is new to knives or you want to have a nice budget knife and then hold on to it for a long time and it be like a good long lasting knife, this can be that. It has higher end features in a cheaper price, but any shortcomings that it may have, I can't really tell you about them because I'm not one of those people who is going to stress test it and put it through all that stuff. You can always, what's the word I'm looking for? You can, with a lot of care and with, like I said, retooling, resharpening, and all these other kind of things, you can have this thing last a very long time. So yes. So I recommend both of these. I think they're a great purchase for anyone who's looking to get into an everyday carry knife situation. As always, you guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.